Iran has executed 3 people who were part of anti-government protests which erupted last year after the death of a Kurdish woman, Mahsa Amini. The execution adds to the series of judicial killings which the government has carried out against those who had participated in these protests. The 3 men had been executed in the central city of Isfahan. They were implicated in what the Iranian regime terms Moharebe, or war against God. The deceased have been identified as Majid Kazimi, Saleh Mir Hashemi, and Saeed Yagoubi. The 3 were arrested in November and sentenced to death in January. They were convicted in killing of 3 members of security forces during the protests in Isfahan. Out of them, 2 belonged to the country's paramilitary force, while the 3rd person was a law enforcement officer. Before being hanged to death, the 3 men had made a public appeal for support in a handwritten note which read, and I quote, "Don't let them kill us." In fact, Majid Kazimi's cousin had even written an open letter to Australian Foreign Minister asking for help. The words on your screen are an extract from this letter. The execution came despite an appeal by the United States urging Iran against. The U.S. State Department had on Thursday said that killing the 3 people would be an affront to human rights.
We are aware that Iranian authorities may imminently execute Majid Kazimi and Saleh Mir Hashemi and Saeed Yagoubi in connection with their participation in protests in Iran. We join the people of Iran and the international community in calling on Iran to not carry out these executions. The execution of these men after what have been widely regarded as sham trials would be an affront to human rights and basic dignity in Iran and everywhere.
The hanging of the 3 men brings the total number of Iranians executed in connection with the protests to 7. Iran has a notorious reputation for being among the nations with the highest rates of capital punishment. Human rights groups say that Iran executes more people in a year than any other nation except China. In 2022, which is the year when the protests started, Iran had executed at least 582 people. This was the highest number of executions in the country since 2015. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.